Welcome to the QRF webinar, Quality Research in Public Health. My name is Amit Popat from EPIC, and I am one of the two planning co-chairs for QRF. IHE, in general, brings together users and developers of healthcare information technology in an annual recurring four-step process. The purpose here is to bring these people together to solve real-world healthcare problems, particularly in the realm of interoperability. The idea is that clinical and technical experts define critical use cases, and then the technical and standards experts create detailed specifications. The industry implements these, and IHE has a process where it tests vendor systems at carefully planned and supervised events called connectathons. So why have IHE? There are a lot of standards out in the interoperability world, especially in healthcare information, right? There's a few of them you can see on your left. The idea is that IHE profiles bring the right standards together, profile them out, put in the right details, constrain them where necessary, and publish these so that vendors can pick them up, implement them, and solve these interoperability problems in a very repeatable fashion, making sure that we're using specific areas of where there is flexibility. We define which option to pick, and so on. That's the purpose of having IHE profiles and the purpose that IHE exists. So I wanted to step back and give you a brief history of the formation of IHE. In October '97, clinicians, the standard groups, and industry convened in a series of meetings to say, you know, there is a gap, there is something that we need that's going to help. And from that, in February of '98, HIMSS and RSNA formed a partnership to say, let's put together something that's going to help the industry here. In October of that year, '98, so a year, pretty much immediately after a year that the meetings first happened, the first IHE technical committee, which is for radiology, was established. And that helps with some of the workflows in the radiology world, has some technical specifications and so on published. That's what radiology did. And then a year later, October of '99, the first Connectathon was held at the RSNA headquarters. Just a little bit about QRF. QRF was established in 2007. These are several of the IHE domains and the years that it came about. As you can see, after radiology, it broadened to ITI, which is the IT infrastructure, and several other domains. There are even more now. Some are combining, so on. So things are often moving and changing depending on what the industry needs are. We're on the bottom left there with quality research in public health. Internationally, too, IHE is popular and adopted in a lot of different places. USA, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, these are places that definitely hold connectathons. So Europe has a connectathon, USA has North America has a connectathon, Asia Pacific has a connectathon, and so on. So there are several connectathons that happen, but all of these countries are IHE members and have been for several years. You can see, and this is why one of the biggest advantages that IHE brings is that it's not just how it happens in one country, but in several countries, and it allows for the technical profiles to be specified further down and constrained for particular regions and countries as necessary. Today, IHE is an alliance of stakeholder organizations. IHE International has 160 member organizations, and we have 19 development committees that oversee testing, communication, and work with local governments to help with healthcare interoperability. So a little bit more about the process that we use. It is an 18-month process that is repeated every year. As I said, the whole process is repeatable. And starts off with IHE sending out a call for proposals. This is a send out to the industry, to industry experts, to clinicians, to public health, et cetera, to say, what are your challenges in workflows and interoperability that can be helped by IHE, that can be automated. And once those profile proposals are submitted, the committee, the planning committee gets together and reviews them and works with the standards and technical experts within the technical committee to develop the technical framework and the profiles that then get published for public comment. And then the industry experts again comment on the proposed solutions and provide their input, following which these get published for trial implementation. And at that point, vendors jump in, take a look at these, look at what is interesting, develop these and put it within their software so that they can go participate at one of the connectathons that are held at different parts of the world at different times of the year. The North American Connectathon is usually held in the January timeframe. The European Connectathon is usually held in the April-ish timeframe, spring. Then there is an Australian Connectathon, an Asian Connectathon, and so on. But the idea is that at a Connectathon, the vendors come together and actually test what they developed and make sure that the specs, they're using the specs, they're able to do, achieve the solutions and the solving of the interoperability challenges that were proposed. And following that, they're also welcome to demonstrate this at the Interoperability Showcase at HIMSS. And this is a very popular benefit for going through this process. Finally, and the ultimate goal is to actually help the real world, is these vendors will then release this software so that they're able to make a difference in the real world, impacting patient care and or secondary data, public health, etc. This is how IHE makes a difference, and this is how we continue to hope to do so for years to come. So now to step away and talk a little bit about the QRF domain itself. Now, we say QRF, it's Quality Research in Public Health. We tend to pronounce it with all those four letters kind of joined together and say QRF. So we love to be called QRF, and we call ourselves QRFettes sometimes, but that's just some fun poking at our own selves. So these are the three arms of QRF: Quality, Research, and Public Health. For quality, the purpose is to improve the quality by sharing information between EHRs, EMRs, and quality systems that are in the purview of a quality department externally or jurisdictionally. In the research world, the idea is to enable research workflows by sharing information electronically between the EHRs, EMRs, and clinical research systems. There are several papers and so on, several profiles that help each of these areas. Similarly, in public health, the idea is to improve public health by sharing information electronically between the primary EHRs and EMRs, and the public health information systems that are usually at the public health jurisdictions. Just wanted to also point out that the QRF domain is sponsored by both HIMSS and RSNA, the two original organizations that started IHE. We're lucky that both of them continue to provide us with great support. So, if you are interested so far in making a difference and improving interoperability, automating some of these workflows, please come join and participate in IHE and in QRF. You may apply. There's the link on there, and join. There are some benefits to being an organizational member at IHE. One of them is that you get to vote during committee meetings. This is a really big thing because you are then guiding how the work goes and which way it goes. Just as a heads up, that currently QRF meets Fridays, 10 to 11 a.m. Central U.S. time. We do account for daylight savings time, so we do change it, and we are at 10 to 11 daylight savings time, Central time, when necessary. For non-members, participating during the public comment period is also welcome. So if you don't think that you want to participate in the actual creation but want to comment on what we produce, do participate by commenting during that public comment period and lending your expertise there. There's again a list of the benefits. Some of the really cool things are that you are going to, help and be a member to making a difference in the world, not just within your country, but in the world in multiple ways. So something I wanted to call out. Some of the responsibilities of the QRF Planning Committee listed on the left, planning for each cycle, committee roadmap, so on. General other questions and information, you're welcome to email qrf@ihe.net. There are the two planning co-chairs, Laura Bright and I. There's a Google group, the website, and a wiki. So some of the things we also do is education, this webinar, review of the profile proposals, and figuring out what the industry is in a higher need for, and so on, as well as laying out the committee roadmap. Some of the responsibilities of the QRF Technical Committee are, again, recruitment, development of the actual profiles, and the maintenance of the technical framework, and also development of white papers. So the general question, again, you can email. I wanted to call out that Derek Ritz and Eric Larson are the current technical co-chairs for the QRF Technical Committee. And if you have any questions, you can always email qrf@ihe.net. There's a sample of what the cycle looks like. And these links will have a lot of the information. The wiki is really where the planning for the year happens, and you get more information. If you have the ability, you want to check out the wiki. If you're interested in what the technical frameworks are, you can check it out here. But these are some of the links available for you. And once again, this is our focus at QRF. For quality, these are a couple of the profiles I wanted to call out. In research, we've done a lot of work, and we have quite a few profiles that enable, patient enrollment and exchanging of research protocols and data. These are some of the profiles that we have in the research realm. And finally, public health, where we are enabling by exchanging patient data between healthcare organizations and public health. These are the profiles that we have on there. And each of these profiles also have a wiki page that you can get to from IHE.net. You can click on any of those profiles and take any questions.